Hearty namaskars from cool and cloudy zero. So this is Jay Shankar for the next class, and we are dealing about chapter 6 life processes, and we have already completed two important life processes. One is nutrition, another one is respiration. In the previous class we were discussing about what is respiration, types of respiration, aerobic, anaerobic, how are they different from each other. Also we discussed about respiration in human beings, in that importance of respiration and respiratory tract with the help of diagram, and respiratory passage and respiratory processes we discussed. Now we shall move into the third most important life process called transportation. What is transportation? The process of movement of any substance from one place to another within the body with the help of the blood is called transportation. What and all getting transported here? Oxygen and carbon dioxide. Already in respiratory tract we have dealt about it. And then how are they transported? Nutrients in the first life process, nutrition, we have learned about it. And then how are they transported, and waste materials, how are they transported? Means waste materials are to be removed and nutrients are to be absorbed, oxygen is to be taken, carbon dioxide is again to be removed. So how are these things by blood possible to happen? So the master of this complete transportation in our body is called the heart. So let's learn about it. This is a simple sectional view of human heart which is given in your textbook here, which is more colorfully given. I think you may not find it so easy to understand it. So in our offline class we have already completed this portion, and wherein a simple diagram, a simple outline diagram of the same sectional view of the heart was shown in the class, that I will show you. This is what the diagram, and here you see, just to look at, and the top is mentioned lungs and the bottom mentioned cells, tissues, organs, because from the lungs how the gases, oxygen are collected, and then how this oxygen is given off to the tissues, organs, and then from organs how carbon dioxide is collected and then transported back to the lungs. That is what this diagram is all about. Now basically our heart is a 4-chambered one. And where is the heart located? The heart is located here in the thoracic cavity, and then this heart location is this. Here lung lobes, between that here is located. Okay, this is the location, heart. And then sometimes heart may be little left side, maybe little bit right side, mostly in the center, and it is gently tilted towards right side. Okay, fine. Now this heart is a 4-chambered heart, and then the top 2 chambers, they are called atria. The bottom 2 chambers are called ventricles, and then the top 2 chambers, atria, they cannot connect with each other, and the 2 bottom ventricles cannot connect with each other. So here the complete heart is centrally divided into 2 portions, 2 compartments. One is right side, another one is left side. So the right side here comprises of 2 chambers, RA and RV. RA stands for right atrium, RV stands for right ventricle, and left side 2 chambers are connected, left atrium, left ventricles. Okay, the blood circulation or blood movement within the heart takes place between them only. Right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. Never possible between atria, never possible between ventricles. Remember this. Okay, right. Now when the oxygen, with the oxygen, the blood reaches to the left atrium, that is the first place of entry of oxygenated blood, that is carried by pulmonary vein. The pulmonary vein brings oxygen from the lungs to the left atrium. From the left atrium, just you see there are 2 divisions given, which are called bicuspid valves. Bicuspid, I will show you just by markation. You see, these are called bicuspid. 2 valves are there, but at the same time in right side you can find 3 valves are there. So here bicuspid, they are called tricuspid. Okay, so the bicuspid left side, tricuspid right side. So left side bicuspid valves. So these bicuspid valves are mainly meant for carrying oxygenated blood from left atrium to left ventricle. From the left ventricle, the heart is like this. From the left ventricle, one more tube rises, blood vessel rises. That blood vessel starts from the back of the heart and moves from the behind and comes up. from behind and comes up. That comes up, what comes up here diagrammatically shown, divided into three portions. One it is in right angle, another one is in left angle, another one is in top angle. So the right side is called the right angle side, which covers up all complete right portion of our body. The left side, which covers up the complete left portion of our body, and then the blood supply to the neck and then neck region and then head region are taken care by the top portion. So that the three different divisions of that particular blood vessel which comes from the left ventricle goes up and then gets divided into three different parts, right side, left side and then top portion, and then accordingly the blood supply to the complete body is taken care. And this is the way the flow of blood from left atrium to left ventricle takes place. So through bicuspid valve. And then aorta is the largest artery which carries the blood from left ventricle to whole parts of the body. Already I explained right side, left side and the top side how the blood flow takes place from the aorta, right? That is the largest artery, remember. And after that all these oxygenated blood which are supplied to the cells, tissues, organs and organ systems, and from there carbon dioxide is collected. The collected carbon dioxide collectively are brought through a very important blood vessel which is called superior vena cava. On the top you can find the superior vena cava that collects deoxygenated blood, means carbon dioxide rich blood from cells, tissues and organs, and then which brings the blood to right atrium, and right atrium to right ventricle the blood comes down, flows down, and then that flow takes place through three holes, and these three holes are nothing but called tricuspid valves through which this downpour takes place. And from there right ventricle the pulmonary artery which carries the deoxygenated blood to the lungs. This is what the heart structure and basic functions of it. Let's know it in better way. So our heart is four chambered. Top two chambers already I told, right atrium and left atrium, two are there. The bottom two chambers are called ventricles, right ventricle, left ventricle. Left atrium is connected to the lungs with the pulmonary vein. Right atrium is connected to cells and tissues with the superior vena cava. And right ventricles contain pulmonary artery which connects it with the lungs. And then left ventricle contains aorta which connects it with cells and tissues to carry or to supply oxygenated blood. And there is a septum between the right and left side wherein no mixture of blood is possible at all here. The blood of left side is oxygenated blood and the blood of right side is deoxygenated blood. It means rich in carbon dioxide. And left atrium and left ventricle are connected through bicuspid valves, and right atrium and right ventricles are connected through tricuspid valves. These are what the basics so far we have learned with the help of the diagram. Now blood is carried by the blood vessels, right? So there are three different types of blood vessels. One is called artery, mainly meant for carrying oxygenated blood. Another one is called vein, mainly meant for carrying deoxygenated blood or carbon dioxide rich blood. And third one is capillary. Capillary is the connection point between artery and veins through exchange some basic nutrients and then oxygen. Okay, so the arteries, veins and capillaries. Examples for arteries: pulmonary veins. Our name is vein, but you are telling it artery. You may raise a question. Actually, this was the name first ever given by William Harvey, one who discovered the blood groups and then heart structure and all. So he by mistake named this artery as a vein. So just to commemorate, give respect to him, the same name is retained as it is. So this is one of the arteries which is called as vein, and same way the vein which is called as artery is called pulmonary artery. Okay, actually pulmonary artery is a vein, pulmonary vein is a artery. So you don't get confused like that. Why they are named like that? To give the clarification I have given like that. So arteries are mainly meant for carrying oxygenated blood. Best example, pulmonary vein, aorta, etc. Aorta is the largest artery. And veins which are carrying the blood, and then that what type of blood? Deoxygenated blood, mainly meant for carrying deoxygenated blood only. The largest one is superior vena cava. Okay, and pulmonary artery is also another vein. Then capillaries mainly meant for exchange of minerals and then oxygen. Now how can we differentiate arteries and veins? Basically arteries carry oxygenated blood, veins carry deoxygenated blood. Arteries supply blood to the cells and the tissues, and then veins collect the blood from cells and the tissues, and then arteries carry blood from the heart, and then veins bring the blood to the heart. No, one is taking out, another one is bringing in. Then here arteries have a thick walls, and these thick walls are elastic in nature, means flexible in nature, but in case of veins they have thin and then normal walls, right. And then arteries, blood have here are mainly under pressure, because when pressure is there, then only to each and every cell of our body the blood can carry oxygen and then nutrients better. So that is why it will have a better or more pressure than that of veins. So this is the way these arteries and veins are different from each other. Now, how does the heart function, or mechanism of the working of our heart? Here, from lungs to cells through the heart, how does it take place? The pulmonary vein, which brings the oxygenated blood to the left atrium, the oxygenated blood flows down to the left ventricle from the left atrium through bicuspid valves. In left ventricle, the oxygenated blood is pumped out to cells and tissues through aorta. Aorta is the largest artery, and then this is the way from heart to cells taking place. And another one, cells to heart, how does it take place? Veins do important role here. So the superior vena cava brings the deoxygenated blood to the right atrium. The deoxygenated blood flows down to the right ventricle from right atrium through tricuspid valves. In right ventricles, the deoxygenated blood is pumped out to the lungs through pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery is the largest artery. So very important thing here in this context, the blood enters into heart twice, in lungs to cells and tissues to lungs. This is what a very important thing. So sorry, lungs to heart, lungs to heart, heart to tissues, tissues to heart, heart to lungs. In that way, twice the blood enters into the heart, right. So that process we call it as double